Hello, John Bloodworth Gentleman Crafter here with card layout video number 51. And there's a lot of circular activity going on in this card. The papers themselves came from the North Star pad by first edition. Lots and lots of blue tones going on in here. One of my favourite colours, I think, actually. Lots to think about. Okay, so let's take out the layout and let's have a look at the stuff that I collected. So I've got the circular dies that I'm going to use. Got my ink blending tools, some embossing powder, the paper, sentiment stamps, stencils, gems. Not entirely sure there's anything left that I haven't decided to put on this card, to be honest, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. First up, the paper strip, which I'm cutting according to the layout. If you'd like it, please feel free to head over to the blog, gentlemancrafter.com, where you can download this and the other 50 that are available. I had a question the other day about where you could buy these layouts, and I wasn't entirely sure what that meant, but maybe I could collate it into a book and do a print-on-demand thing from Amazon. Would anybody be interested? I could put the layout and a picture of the card. If you're interested, let me know in the comments or on the blog, and I'll see how that works. Okay, so the stencils I decided to use to ink some texture onto a couple of circles that would feature in the design. Trying to pick smaller areas on this particular stencil, which is why I'm fiddling with it. And the blending brushes work quite well with thin dies like this because you can just brush the colour over. Okay, so these are the dies that I was going to use. So I'm trying to find a position that gives me what I really wanted visually. Not entirely sure what I wanted, to be honest, but I was just moving it around to see if it made a difference. Sticking the dies in place with masking tape and then just cropping them out. I can still use the other bits of paper later on for something, I'm sure. Now, for the main circle, I was intending to add an embossed word, B. So I used my anti-static bag to brush over the paper, inked up with a white pigment ink, and then reached for the clear embossing powder. That I then heat set. I'm not sure what happened though, because I was using a white ink pad with clear embossing powder, it didn't come out as intense as I would have liked, so I inked up and stamped again, but while I was doing that I suddenly remembered I had this heat settable bonding powder from Wow Embossing, which basically when you heat set it like you do with embossing powders, it becomes a glue. So I thought it would work really well with the heat-activated foils from Couture Creations. I was giving it a go, winging it on the fly. Winging it, basically. So, heated it, put the foil down, let it dry for a few seconds, peeled off, and that was the result. Quite impressive, really. I took out my detailing tool though to get rid of some of the extra bits around the edges. There we go. There we go. That's good. Wanted to try one more though, just to see if I can get a slightly cleaner impression, because I did have a couple of bits here and there that I wasn't too pleased with. So one more try. Quite excited about this though, because now I've got all those big stamps, I could do big foilings with this stuff. Interesting. look out for that in future videos. There we go. Looks good. Just get rid of a few bits though, as before. And that's the Creative Detailer tool from Couture Creations. Something that they and I put together a couple of years ago when we were doing the Go Press and Foil machine. Ended up going with the original one, obviously, because I'm an idiot. Am I an idiot? I don't know. Anyway, got the circles, the smaller circles from the die cutting machine that I put through a while back and totally forgotten about. And the third one, which is the one with the foiling on. Decided to give them some prominence by inking the edges. Always makes me laugh when I speed this up. It looks like I'm a little machine doing this. In reality, I'm probably staring out the window. Okay, so there's my collection, my trio of circles. And they're going to fit like that. Now I wanted to raise them off the card as a group with foam pads, so I decided it would be a good idea if I actually stuck them all together before I added the foam pads, and that way there's more structure and stability in the group rather than in the individuals. Sometimes I have some good ideas. Okay, bit of a tidy up, bit of a clean of hands because I'm getting ink everywhere. And then on with the foam pads. On with the sentiment stack. That's what I'll call it. And then to finish, I'm just going to add a trio of gradually decreasing in size gems. I hope that made sense. For some reason, these were playing silly blighters. So I did have a bit of a wrestling match at a couple of points. So even managed to stick one to another. Amazing. There you go. Anyway. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Feel free to check out the rest of these card layout videos if you haven't already seen them. And thank you very much for watching. That's it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And for more from me in the future, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.